Welcome to another episode of Tales from the Pennybloods, the Mummy or the Elixir of Life. Our comedy follows the travails of an intrepid young woman, her father, who collects antiquities, and her two suitors as they attempt to bribe him with extraordinary Egyptian mummies.
Victorian London, the library of Professor Mondragon, an antiquarian and avid collector of everything. The room is filled floor to ceiling with antiquities and natural oddities, anthropological items and travel prints.
Now where can she be? That woman is forever doing this and that when she should be here taking care of me. She knows I get dizzy when I don't have my apothecary's blend precisely on time. How can I survive without my medicines? Almost 9. There's nothing to be done but wait. At least I can look around my library and enjoy my fine collection, the fruits of my many years of study. Now, what do I have here? But the statue from Rome, from the villa of Julius Caesar's first cousin, twice removed. Apollo, I think. Or is it Bacchus? And this, a genuine piece of the moon that fell to earth in South America, sold to me by an explorer of uncommon perspicacity. Oh my. Mustn't forget my unicorn tusk from Madagascar, acquired from a sea captain who had sailed the world, as I am unable to do. Homebound as I am, because of my ill health. Oh, if only I had the strength. What splendid feats might I not have accomplished? New lands discovered, fabulous creatures revealed. Oh, well, we cannot ponder the impossible. Still not here. Oh, well, I have got to relax. My pulse is racing. There, that's better. Now, where was I? Oh, inventorying my collection. And here, oh, my prize, my pride and joy, a genuine Egyptian sarcophagus from the Old Kingdom, my greatest acquisition, but also my greatest disappointment. For though I have this beautiful mummy case elaborately carved and decorated, fate has determined that as yet I have no mummy. I say as yet, because I live in hopes of getting one soon.
Gwendolen Mondragon enters, holding a glass beaker filled with green liquid in one hand and cooling herself with a fan in the other.
What weather for September, so warm. Here is your medicine, my dear.
Oh, there you are. Finally!
I am precisely on schedule, 9 o'clock, as you require.
Oh, right. I expected you sooner.
No, the time is right, as you will see by the clock on the sideboard.
My Louis XIV timepiece, accurate to within half a minute a year. Priceless.
Yes, though it has always amused me that the Frenchman who sold it to you had such an atrocious French accent. Even Fanny laughed at his pronunciation. She was just a child then, but she spoke French better than he did.
He was a royal councillor, and he swore to me it was the king's himself.
Yes, Augustus.
But no more of this. My pulse is beginning to accelerate, and I can feel the tendons in my left toe starting to contract. A sure sign that I am at risk of suffering from an infabulation of my quaternomia.
Now, calm down. Drink this while it is still warm.
Thank you. If I do not take my tincture of sassafras and ground cornucopia, my hyper-radius begins to perambulate.
Yes, I'm sure it does, my dear.
It is dangerous, strikes to the very core of my existence.
I do not know about all that. I do know that you are as delicate as a child. Thank goodness our dear Fanny has none of your finicky symptoms. Her health is splendid.
Yes, glowing. Our daughter takes after you with your sturdy constitution, while I, alas, am stricken with perpetually constabulated blood and equivocal capillaries.
Nothing that a little exercise would not cure.
Worlds forbid! My physician said 'twould be the death of me. Walking in the open air, oh, the rays of the sun could be fatal.
And yet all the world does it every day. Why, just yesterday I saw old Mr. Turner, who is 80 if he is a day, walking stick in hand, going along the high street with his terrier.
Oh, lucky man who can do such things, while I, alas, am homebound.
You could try. It would be romantic. We could stroll together like we did in the old days, if you like. Arm in arm.
A lovely thought, my dear, but surely impossible.
Anyway, at least you have the pleasures of your collection.
Yes, from around the world. The Sahara Desert and the Pacific Islands, South America and the North Pole. I've never been to any of these places, but I have read about them.
What wonderful places to visit. We might go together.
Oh, if only my health permitted. At least I have been able to cherish these precious artifacts.
Still, these shrunken heads do attract an awful lot of dust. I will have to ask the new housemaid to do a better job in here. And this musty old mummy case.
Careful there, Gwendoline. That sarcophagus is over 3,000 years old.
From the looks of things, I wonder it has not been dusted in all that time. There are worlds of dirt on top.
Do not disturb that. That is the soil of the ancients from so many generations ago.
It is soil from the dustman, for all I can tell. And as for the case itself, whatever will you use it for? You are not still trying to find a mummy for it, are you?
Indeed I am. And at last I may have found one. A gentleman traveller comes today, bringing word. Sir Charles, you remember we met him at the spa last year.
The one with the sickly pale skin? Skinny and anemic? What a fussy old curmudgeon.
Oh, he is only a few years older than our dear Fanny.
A dozen years older if he is a day.
Well,
Besides, the way he behaves, you would think him old enough to sleep in that mummy case himself.
now, Gwendoline, you must not say that.
Why, he is as big a hypochondriac as you are.
Oh, cruel woman. Oh, but people who have good health can never appreciate the torments of those of us who lack it.
I am surprised he would brave our London weather. Whatever brings him to town?
He wants to see Fanny.
Fanny? What has Fanny got to do with him? Is this another one of your harebrained schemes? Is he going to sell you his mummy?
No, his intentions are nobler still. I believe he plans to give it to me.
Really? Just like that?
Yes, just like that, as a sort of wedding present, after we approve his asking for Fanny's hand in marriage.
What?
Do not scoff. He is wealthy and titled.
and sickly and elderly.
Oh, that may be, but he also has certain qualities that I prize.
His mummy. Why, Augustus Mondragon, how could you?
From the 18th century, Queen Hatshepsut, wife of a pharaoh. A wealthy manufacturer in Manchester has offered him good money to sell it, but he prefers to place it in a more intimate collection. To keep it in the family is the way he expressed himself.
And so you are going to trade him our daughter, who is alive and lovely, to get yourself a mummy that is dead and wrinkly.
No, not trade. It is a love match. Surely you remember last summer?
For shame, for shame.
You saw how attracted she was to him when they met. It was love at first sight.
Last summer, high in the Swiss Alps. Fanny Mondragon and Sir Charles Reginald meet in the fountain room of an elegant spa. Bouquets of fresh flowers perfume the air. Fashionable gentlemen and ladies circulate around the room, their youth and vitality filling all who see them with wonder. In the centre of the enormous reception area stands an ornately carved fountain full of natural spring water. Surrounding it, liveried servants draw the crystalline liquid and pour it carefully into glasses for the guests to enjoy. Fanny stands alone, beautifully dressed and staring contemplatively out of the windows at the mountain peaks, still snowy despite the warm weather. Sir Charles, tall, handsome and broad-shouldered, enters the room and approaches her. Fastidiously attired and polished, carrying himself with an almost regal bearing, he bows deeply. She smiles appreciably.
Delighted to see you again this morning, Miss Mondragon. You look lovely, as usual.
I find the fresh mountain air so invigorating. It makes me feel like quite a new person.
Oh, I pray you not to ever lose the person that you are, the one whom I find so enticing.
Isn't the music enchanting?
Perfect for a moment like this, with you. Will you have some water? It is quite salubrious, you know.
Oh, thank you, yes. I find the bubbles so refreshing.
I take it you are going to the ball this evening?
I am. Mamma is quite keen on it, though Father will stay in his rooms. His illness, you know.
Oh, brave soul, to travel so far in hopes of regaining his ailing health. But you will write my name on your dance card?
Of course, my dear Sir Charles. Of course.
In the professor's library, Gwendolen Mondragon shakes her head in disagreement.
No, no, no. That is preposterous. That is not how I remember it. You see the world through rose-coloured glasses, Augustus, if you see it at all.
The Swiss Alps. Yes, but not the most fashionable district. The professor's penchant for paying good money to so-called travellers who sell him so-called rarities leaves him a bit strapped for funds at times. Still a hypochondriac, his imaginary poor health drives him from one resort to another in search of a so-called cure. The sparse fountain room looks dreary in the scant light making its way through the dirty curtains. The air is hot and stuffy. Flies buzz. The spa's patrons comprise two groups of people. Half of those in the room are elderly and in poor health. The other half are young and imagine that they are in poor health. After all, they might be and not know it. Who can say for sure? All wear heavy clothes despite the overheated atmosphere. A few gloomy gentlemen in dark clothes mill around, doctors and medical attendants. No one is having any fun. Fanny stands alone at one of the windows, straining to peer through the dusty glass and see the day outside. Suddenly, she notices Sir Charles enter.
Oh no, not that dreadful bore again. I must get away somehow.
She moves to hide herself from him. He sees her and slowly, almost glacially, makes his way through the obstacle course of canes and wheelchairs. He smiles weakly and waves.
Fanny, Fanny, dear.
He has seen me. Now I'm done for.
The large crowd and the small room offer no avenue for Fanny's escape, and Sir Charles soon approaches her. Soon, of course, is a relative term. Sir Charles is very tall but excruciatingly thin, hunched over and staring down at his feet. He walks with care, never lifting his eyes up from the floor. It seems as though he fears that an abyss might open up and swallow him, and from the look on Fanny's face, perhaps that would not at all displease her.
I say there, oh Fanny, so jolly to find you here.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, not bad. Though my rheumatism flared up last night something awful. I'm afraid I will not be able to attend the ball this evening. I expect I will sit on the side and keep your dear father company. I do not dance, of course.
Perish the thought.
But my aunt takes such pleasure in criticizing the other women's dresses that I hate to take that joy away from her. Consequently, I always accompany her.
That is very kind of you. But does your health permit it?
Oh, last night I knew I should not have deviated from my strict diet of watery oatmeal and thinned milk. But I could not help myself. I can resist anything except temptation, as they say.
But what did you have? The menu was quite Spartan, I thought. Everything overcooked and dried out with not a sauce of any kind to be had.
Oh, a sauce would be the death of me. No, I found a piece of dried wheat toast simply calling my name. It promised such pleasure. Well, we pay the price for our indiscretions, do we not?
Those brittle crisps. I found them inedible.
Would that I had. Only a few bites did the damage. I find myself up half the night taking one potion after another to no avail. Ultimately, I thought I would come down here and imbibe the water again. Will you have some?
I suppose I must.
Must indeed. The water comes from a mountain spring, it is true, but rather than clear and cool as one might expect in a health resort, this water has a silty texture and a vaguely greenish tint. Think tepid tidal pool after hours of hot sun, and you get the idea.
Oh, you must. This spa is famous for its waters. It is like no other spa water in the world.
I can believe that.
Sir Charles hands Fanny a glass, which she takes reluctantly.
Drink up, drink up.
I am waiting for the silt to settle.
Silt? Why, that's the best part. All the water's healthy virtues come from the sediments floating in it.
If you say so.
Down the hatch. There you go.
Ugh!
You certainly do see things differently than I do, my dear.
That may be, but you are not going to trade away our daughter to an old antiquarian just to get yourself an even older mummy.
Oh, but it is not just any mummy, darling. It's Queen Hatshepsut.
I do not care if she is the Queen of the Night and the British Isles to boot. Not for our daughter.
But she loves him.
Balderdash.
Will father get his mummy? Will true love triumph in the end? And who is that strange woman hiding in the sarcophagus? Listen to our latest episode and find out.